How do you embrace the moment where you realize that you're probably the fastest in the universe? Let's say the top time in the world is a 156 flat, and that's done by TRL Lightning. Immediately, what's the first thing in your head? And I strapped it to a glass coffee table in the lounge, and I went for it. Mum, I'm never going to pay you back. I'm sorry. He's got so big now. He must be I guess he's feeling trapped.
In today's episode, I had the opportunity to sit down with one of the most charismatic, eccentric, and amusing personalities in the Gran Turismo 7 environment. We're talking about SparksTheory, one of the fastest YouTubers out there with more than 32,000 subscribers, but also with a very unique way of delivering Gran Turismo 7 content, live streams, and just sim racing in general. I wanted to discover what his background was and how he got to be at the level that he is right now, while combining a lot of the creative elements that he puts into his shows. And I wanted to understand what motivated him to get to the point where he is now, and whether he has anything else coming up later on. So if you want to discover how SparksTheory manages to balance family, professional, and YouTube worlds all together, make sure to stick to this one, because this is packed with a lot of great insight. Let's go to the studio. So here we are with SparksTheory finally in the seat. And we have our second guest in the interview/podcast series of videos. And Sparks was definitely someone that I definitely wanted to speak to. And I've been looking forward to getting to know him a little bit more personally. He's an absolute legend when it comes to the entertainment part of Gran Turismo 7 live streaming. He has so many great assets and features when it comes to how he delivers his live streams and his content. Amazing brain that he has in the terms of the graphical and the creative side of live streaming and playing sim racing, basically. And notwithstanding, he is also very fast. In fact, Sparks, I'll let you know, one of the first people that I actually looked forward to match my pace with was yourself. How about that?
I think that's probably because you knew that you were someone I could get close to. You could get close to, because I'm not that fast.
Well, you are
someone who average, better than average, but not the top guys. We're nowhere near the top guys. But
you can
I appreciate that.
You can square yourself with a couple aliens here and there.
Sometimes me. When they're on a bad day. And I've had many of these.
Cheers. Thank you, Sparks, once again for the invite. Really, really appreciate you being here. And
no, it's a pleasure. Thank you, Kizzi, mate.
Yeah, and let's get it going. I do want to find out, obviously, as always, what's your sim racing story? How you got involved into the sim racing world, particularly the Gran Turismo 7 world? What was the origins of all of that?
You have to remember that I'm, in my 6th decade now. So, So my sim racing career began a long time ago. No, probably similar to many people. I think Gran Turismo 1 was my first game. I was blown away by it. PlayStation 1. I can't remember the date. 98, 97. I think it was 98, 97 when you were about 4.
3.
3.
Yeah.
So when you were like crawling around, mum and dad, I was like, I'm on this, mate. Check out the graphics of this. Shush, baby Kizzi. I'm busy. But yeah, no, Gran Turismo 1 was phenomenal. 1998, I think it was. I used to walk an hour. To a friend's house because I didn't have a PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have anything like that. So he had a PlayStation 1 and Gran Turismo. And he was a good friend of mine. I knew him from school. And I used to walk for an hour to his house because I didn't have enough money for a bus. And then we'd play Gran Turismo for, all night. The endurance races, all these things, all night. We'd sit there with a couple of beers. We wouldn't sleep. We'd play it all night. And it was honestly, through the summer holidays, we'd do it every single day or whenever we could. It was like the time of my life. That's the point where you think, and also, I was way better than he was. So it was a little bit of like, I'm kind of good at this,
Yeah.
So it was good. And obviously we're using, right? And you can see that. We're using these to drive.
Exactly. Back in the times.
So it's like left only. Right, only. There's no steering.
There's no degree. There's no degree, yeah.
That's it. So it was real like, you're not tapping properly, mate. Yeah, so then obviously we went through Gran Turismo 2, Gran Turismo 3. At one point, I then got myself a PlayStation 3. Now, that's when I think Gran Turismo 5. And I had that for myself. Again,
Back
one of
into the
these.
pad.
But I think you could use this in those days, right? You could use your bibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
And I used to play it on a little 19-inch TV in my bedroom with my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife. So she knew me then, and she's like, I'd be sitting there cross-legged on the floor in my pajamas, looking up at this like 19-inch TV, like buzzing around, like the tracks just like driving, like. Well, she's like, you could get. I've seen these like peripheral steering wheels that you could get. Maybe you should get one of those. I'm like, really? Am I allowed that? You do that? She's like, no.
She
No, I'm
opened
just
the
saying,
Pandora's box.
potentially you could do. You're not putting it in here though. It's not going anywhere near. Anyway, cut a long story short, a little bit shorter anyway. Gran Turismo Sport. No, back up. Prologue. I don't know if you remember Gran Turismo Prologue. That's when they first started the GT Academy competitions, right? And that's when I first got my Thrustmaster T150, right? And I strapped it to a glass coffee table in the lounge, and I went for it with the GT Academies. And I got in the top 100. That's, I'm thinking, okay, I'm quite good at this game. Obviously, I was trying hard. I was really pushing. But top 100, this is in the world. I'll put this down. This is in the world, right? So, it's not just the UK or EMEA. I don't think they did the region stuff then.
Yeah.
So, I knew I had a talent for it then. And then obviously Gran Turismo Sport, then they introduced FIA and races like that. And again, I then purchased myself a fold-up playseat challenge. And again, my T150 and playseat challenge, and just sort of folded up with the wheel on it, so you could just stick it in the cupboard with the ironing board. But ironing board? No. Sim rig? Yes. Right. And then, but eventually, like, obviously got a bit fat or something. I fell through the middle of it because it was all GoPro'd around.
Yeah.
I just sort of went, oh no, darling, I have a problem. But then it was absolutely wonderful. Yeah, so I sent you a picture of that, didn't I think?
Yeah, you did.
That was my PlayStation challenge. Yeah. And then of course, I moved on to GT Mega and got myself a CSL Elite. Things were growing a bit. Then I started streaming. So
how far back are we talking at this point when you started?
Well, I started streaming 2023.
Okay.
Late 2023, something like that. That long ago. Not like Rory, who was about 11. No, I'm quite new on the scene. I'm not as new as you and Sammy and some of the other guys new on the block. But I'm not, I'm kind of middle of the way.
Your way around. Yeah, your way around.
A few years. Coming up to a few years. So that was when I had my GT Omega rig, my GT Omega art rig, which I loved, but I didn't realize how not that good it was compared to SimLab, who then came on the scene and sent me the P1X Pro. Now, you're a SimLab user yourself, so it blew me away. And then, of course, Thrustmaster sent me the wheel there. And there we are. Here we are, like playing Gran Turismo 7, having the time of our lives, talking to you fine people.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get to the SimLab and Thrustmaster topic in a little later on. But amazing story. Do you remember when you first started playing online and like playing with other people, like how the first race
online
was?
Online racing. That would have been in GT Sport. I remember the buzz around GT Sport when it was first announced. It was like, they've got this new penalty system. Yeah, so it's going to punish dirty driving. I was like, well, that's actually quite good because there are a lot of filthy drivers. And I'm definitely not a filthy driver, so I'm going to be okay. No, with this penalty system. Anyway, that's another story. But anyway, so I was really excited about GT Sport. Again, I wasn't streaming then. I used to watch people like Key and Super GT, and Rory was streaming then. And James Everett, I don't know if you've heard of James Everett, but he was a great streamer, and he made it to about 12 or 13K, and he just quit because I think he had a baby. But he was a lovely guy, and I used to watch him a lot. He was a controller player, no wheel. Oh, did he have a wheel? He flipped and flopped. It didn't matter to him, which I loved. So first online race, GT Sport. It was an FIA race, which is the equivalent to now GT World Series, GTWS races. It was at Nürburgring in the Audi TT Group 4, and I won it. Okay, there you go. And I won it. And I remember some of the names that are in there, and they're still around now, like Aura was in that race. Do you know Aura?
Haven't
Aura?
raced. No,
Some
I don't think so.
some of the guys in the comments, you know Aura, right? Yeah. Everyone knows who Aura is. I think he's a World Tour driver, or has been, or got really close to a World Tour driver. Or you know who you are. Anyway, you were in that race and I beat you, so that don't happen along the line. I probably just got old. But there's been a time, my friend. So that was my first race, and then I just knew, like, I won the race, and I was on an old T150 at the time, and it was just like I was absolutely, like, I was buzzing. I remember running around the house like, I'm probably going to qualify for something. I think I've qualified for something. I won. I must be famous. I must be. Of course, I didn't realize I was in like the B lobbies, right? And it was like the first of 11 races.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a blow, but I felt like I had the skills, and that was my start of my online racing journey. Now 6,000 races down the line.
Yeah.
Many penalties and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's funny how you remember that, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you speak about 6,000 races. I don't think I've barely reached 1,000 yet myself, because I only started this year.
That's still quite a lot considering what have you been going, a year? Not even that.
Not even that. I started March this year.
March.
Yeah. Well, no, really April. April. Yeah.
Yeah. So brand spanking new, shiny. Look at that big smile you have, Kizzi. They're going to wipe that right off your face, mate.
So when you started streaming, obviously 2023, going back, did you have anyone that inspired you to do it? Did you have anyone that you looked up to and you were like, these are the steps that I want to follow?
All did, right? Yeah. Though I would say it probably wasn't a sim racer. Like, there was obviously, like, Super GT and Rory and Key at the time as well, and James. It did make me want to stream it, but I wasn't inspired by them necessarily to start streaming. I guess my inspiration came from other gaming streamers.
Right.
That makes sense. For example, I think, like, the style of streaming I'm talking about, I suppose, right? Obviously, because I did want to stream sim racing because I wanted people to see me race. I wanted to show my skills off. It's just kind of like an ego thing or a narcissistic slight thing. It's like, look at me, look how fast I am. And it's kind of, if we break it down, it is that we want to show off what we're doing, right?
Yeah, to an extent.
Even though we mess it up a lot, but that's okay. We have to deal with that, and we do. Some better than others, but I would say that people like Tim the Tatman, Dr. Disrespect, burnt peanut before he started streaming, because he started streaming around the same time as me, believe it or not. And so I chatted to him a few times before he started streaming, and I'd already started streaming, and I showed him how to do the peanut avatar stuff.
Yeah.
And he just took off and rolled with it, and okay, well done, mate. So we kind of rolled off each other for a little bit. But I would say, as a GT streamer who inspired me to start streaming, it's a hard one, man, because I want to say names, but I don't think there's anyone in particular. I think it's watching all of them as a group, all of their different levels and personalities and stuff like that. I thought I could bring something different to the table. I thought none of them show a level of entertainment or engagement like I think I can do. I know a lot of whizzy systems and little tricks and stuff like that I reckon I could utilize into a stream as well as be fast. So that was the sort of thing I was thinking, okay, I reckon I can be better than these guys. That's what I do. So my inspiration is me, not you. It's me. And the other big boys who were doing something different. I think that's what it is. They inspired me to do something different.
Yeah.
So I'll say all of them, and I will say James Everett. Now I know you might not know who he is because he was a while ago, but a lot of people will, and he's a top lad, and he is missed. And I used to chat to him on my train on the way to work. He was always streaming around that time, and he always engaged. He was such a top bloke. So I think he was probably my top inspiration to start. James Everett.
Yeah.
We got there.
Yeah. No, and I can definitely relate because I think it was the same case with me when I sort of started getting into this world of sim racing and Gran Turismo. I started watching everybody. like people like Rory, people like Steve, Super GT, yourself,
Yeah.
when you came into the map as well, like my YouTube algorithm, and I was like, who is this guy? And then yeah, it was like the loudest guy on a 7 a.m. in the morning of a Monday, but
Yeah.
somehow very entertaining and very appealing. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
that
loud. I know.
but I think a lot of
But
people
you see,
love.
there's a wall. Well, this is a wall right here, right? Behind this wall is my youngest child's bedroom.
Oh, so he must.
So we had to reinforce that sound. We had to sound and reinforce that the other day because he was like, "Daddy, I can definitely hear you." No, I like hearing your voice, Daddy, but I do not at 5 a.m.
But yeah, definitely a combination of all those influences and the ways how
Yeah,
everyone can deliver their show differently, and they can just tailor it their
that's
own
right.
way, and then you just like make your own mix of that, integrated with who you are, how you can perform, and then you just do your own thing. And so yeah, definitely understand that approach, and I think I can come from the same background essentially on my own, and that leads me then jumping a little bit away from the agenda, but essentially still in the same agenda. When you say about how witty you are and wizzy you are with like your graphics, your entertainment skills, like all the different overlays and things that you can pop, all the filters that you use in your streams, which to me are absolutely phenomenal. How did that come about? Like, where do you learn all those skills? Was it something that you were always kind of into, or was it something
Yeah.
that just came along the way
Again, it's a
naturally?
long story, all that stuff. So I think I'm lucky because I work in the visual effects industry. My full-time job. I work as an animator in it's I would say for Apple, but I generally work for Apple and for advertising companies too. So I kind of flit about a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, I studied at a sort of college or a school called Escape Studios, and they're a visual effects school. I don't know if you heard of them. They're over in Shepherd's Bush in West London, and they're like proper high end. They basically train all these people to animate and learn 3D visual effects and compositing, and send them off around the world to places like Pixar and Weta and ILM and all these people to do Hollywood effects and all that sort of stuff. So I trained there, but I didn't want to go off to Hollywood and do all this sort of business because I'll be honest, the pay was garbage. Like they don't, I'm like, I think I spent 20 grand on a 6-month full-time course, right? So it's
Ooh.
not cheap, right? And I'm thinking, okay, this got to be worth it, right? So then I'm like, okay, we're coming towards graduation, and they're like, okay, so here's the options. We've got Pixar coming in, we've got Weta, ILM, Framestore. They're coming up with new Avatar films, so maybe some opportunities for you guys there. Excellent, wonderful. What's the? All right, it's £19,000 a year. What? So that was
Sink.
kind of a real kick in the
Reality
teeth.
sunk right there.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Mum, I'm never going to pay you back. I'm sorry. So I basically decided to get into a different industry. I went into advertising and started learning coding, Flash development, and HTML, and then integrated the two, visual effects and all that sort of stuff. So I became quite technically apt. What's the opposite of inept? Ept?
Savvy?
Savvy?
Or
Savvy
yeah.
would do. I'm going to say ept because it sounds ridiculous. So I'll say ept. I became quite technically apt. And with the 3D, all that sort of stuff. So that's where it comes from. So, and I spent the last 20 years or so. This was a long time ago, but it was 2005. So I spent like the last 20 years doing visual effects, animations, and all that sort of stuff. Now I've got my own team over at Apple who do all like their animations and ads for Apple ads and online outside billboards and all sorts of stuff like that. So, it's what I do. It's what I've always done. So doing all these intros and snazzy animations and stuff it's like that. I just do that.
Yeah, as part of your
It's
routine
perfect.
already.
It's perfect that I can do that and it works in OBS. And it's like, oh my God, I've got such an advantage here.
And you really do, because like no one else from at least what I
Now they just
know.
nick all mine. That's fine. I put them all in Discord anyway. They can have them.
Yeah. No, but they actually they look absolutely amazing, and I mean, like, yeah, your intros, your outros, all the effects that you use are something else. I think,
Yeah, they're fun to make. Yeah, they are
yeah,
fun to make.
I bet they are, and yeah, I myself have been very curious about how you do it. I'm not gonna ask for all your secrets, but
Yeah, they
I can
take a long,
tell.
long time though. So
I
this is the thing.
bet.
So for example, the intros, 4.5 minute intros, they take months to build.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
When you consider now I've got like the family and the full-time job and the streaming as well, to squeeze that in is another level of like staying up late.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind doing. I like doing that.
But it has
Nighttime
definitely
anyway.
paid off because I mean now you're down the line with a little bit more than 32,000 subscribers in the YouTube world. If I recall correctly, is it 32, right?
Don't know, something like that. Yeah.
I should have made my
I don't
research.
check very often. The only time I know is when I open up OBS and I see it above my head.
Yeah. But yeah,
You'll do the same thing. Like I don't know, you're probably at 2K now. Congratulations, by the way. You've
not yet,
rocketed up to
not
that.
yet, but we're getting there.
Let me tell
We're
you
getting
something, Kizzi. Do you know how long it took me to get to 2K? Do you know how long it took me? It took me about 15 months, mate. 16 maybe. Watching it tick up. I would sit there, right, with my feet up on the sofa, refreshing YouTube Studio like this. And then it go down. How dare you? Who did that? It's terrible. It's like, you cut me deep, whoever that was. You cut me deep. What did I do? You know how it is. You got the feeling. You've been there. I know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That'll soon go away. And you won't care anymore.
I still do it. Like I still like wake up in the bed and the first thing I do is just like open YouTube Studio and try to refresh to see if anything has changed.
Do you not find it a little bit maddening though? A little bit like
yeah,
like it's on your mind all the time. Like if you've got a spare 10 seconds, boom.
Yeah.
First thing you do.
Yeah.
Right?
I can get conscious about it and say like, no, this is not the time to check it. I can just leave it out and check it later. But then sometimes it's just like automatic. Especially when things like when you post like a new video or something, it's like you just want to see the count. You just want to see how it goes. But it can become a rabbit hole very easily. And that actually leads
someone else's subscribers. You're like, huh?
Yeah. And that actually leads me to the perfect next question, because when you started and when you got into the world of content creation and you started like getting immersed into what it took to grow your community to the point where it is right now, I'm guessing the moment that you started, you had a lot of different thoughts and misconceptions about what it took. What was the biggest one that you can recall that you thought like, oh, this is going to be
about being a content creator, streamer?
Yeah.
A misconception. Do you know how many there are? Oh my geez.
Plenty.
Okay. I'll tell you what, like it's easy to say, nah, I was fine. I got everything right, mate. But I think, trying to think. Sorry, I never prepared any answers for it. But anyway, I think you know when people say, just make good content, right? People will find it. Everyone says that. So, how to be successful? Just make good content. People will find it. I don't think that's true. Like, obviously, make good content. And that is important. Like, Kizzi, you make phenomenal content, and it's been like part of your springboard to where you're getting to now. But it doesn't mean people will find it. It means people will stay there. I think there is a difference. So that's a misconception. Doesn't mean you shouldn't make good content. Make good content, but don't assume by making good content and just firing it off, you're going to be successful straight off the bat, because you aren't. I think what you need to do is you need to find who your target audience is and build quality entertainment and content for them directly, specifically. And obviously with us lot in the GT7 sim racing, it's super niche, right? It's super niche, and it's a niche in a niche. So you've got sim racing, GT7, and then inside GT7 you've got sport mode, online.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the single player, the tuners. You've got all these little things. You've got the people that want to see some comedy. You've got the people that want to see. So it's very, very difficult to know who your niche is and who your audience is straight off the bat. So doing things like you've done, like Last to A+, speed tips, track tips, that's a really good way to figure out who they are, what's getting the most views. But you've got such a good style anyway, you could do any of that stuff. I just think you need to really figure out who your audience is.
Yeah.
First. And I haven't done that yet.
You don't think you
know
have?
my audiences yet. Here's the thing. So if you go back through my video library, it's completely bonkers. It's random as hell. I've got one video where my face is superimposed as Christian Bale in Le Mans 66, right? Going around the track. I've got a guy standing by a Daytona with a penalty sign, being the penalty guy. I've got track guides. It's just there's no pattern here. So honestly, I think and then I've done some really serious ones where I've talked about the problems with Gran Turismo and all that sort of stuff. It's so yeah, I think I could probably be a lot more successful if I bothered to find my own audience. So I think I'm not a very good person to ask that question.
Well, but I mean, even down
It's
the
difficult.
line with the audience that you have right now, like there is some element of success right there. I would definitely say that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people look up to you as the way how you deliver that. No matter what the real substance of the content is, but just the way how you deliver it. And I think sometimes that's
and I would say the same for you as well, because it's showing your confidence on the camera and being engaging, being friendly,
and
but
giving your own.
I would say as well, like I think what a lot of people would also say is, oh, once they hit 10K, it'll start to get easier. Once they hit 20K, it'll start to grow much more organically. It won't. I think it'll get harder for you, because then you've got more to think about. You've got much more of an audience hive mind to consider and to deal with negativity. You've also got your channel then becomes more of a media company.
Yeah.
You've got more an income to figure out how to deal with that and legal stuff and all that sort of business. It becomes more of a business. So it gets harder. It just gets harder.
Gets harder, but it gets more exciting. Yeah.
Just don't expect anything to be easy with YouTube. Just be you, show quality stuff, find your niche, and deliver.
Yeah.
And be awesome.
It's like
be nice, all right?
It's like Rory has said sometimes in his streams, it's an infinite game. Don't do it to win the game.
Exactly.
The game is just to stay there and to keep pushing through.
Rory's got it quite nailed down, because he's really found where he's even made mistakes too, and he's still testing the water. So he did a video with the hot chip challenge, right?
Yep.
And that fell on its backside. That was just a flop. But he's trying stuff as well. So he's looking to sort of for little alleyways to sort of expand himself, because he's got so big now. He must be finding. I guess he's feeling trapped. How does he get bigger without finding a new route somewhere?
Yeah,
because he can't just keep doing race review stuff. It won't. I mean, he could, but I know that he's feeling like he needs to branch out. I know it.
Yeah, and I think everyone.
When he does this is the greatest race in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think everyone hits that point at one moment. It's like you find that something is sort of like working so well, but you find the need of having to try something.
You can over rinse it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And it works, but I think you'll be in danger then of overdoing it and annoying people.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but people will go stop.
Yeah, it can become exhausting very quickly.
And also I just need one viral video and that'll be it. I'm good. I just need to get one viral video. Maybe, but that's just luck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Viral videos are not. It's just luck. Right place, right time. Could be crap.
Literally. So we see it with the world nowadays.
Yeah. Going back to James Everett, who had about 12, 13K subscribers. He had a viral short, and I think it had 12 or 13 million views on this short. And I watched the short, trying to figure out why this video particularly went so viral. Now, this short was nothing. It was him going around a corner and crashing into a wall. It's just like, for some reason, I don't know. I just still don't know. So next time I upload a short, it's just going to be a black screen. See how it goes.
Maybe he'll hit the million. Maybe he'll hit the million. Yeah. Right. Let's notch it then back into the racing element, because again, you are one of the fastest names out there. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are. And I think a lot of people look up to you as a reference, myself included, like as I said at the start,
Sure. Yeah.
to sort of like get better, get faster, try to pull yourself into that sort of group of people that can compete at a high level. And when that moment came to you that you were able to sort of go toe to toe, elbow to elbow with other fast drivers, like you said, like your first win against, say, a former World Tour driver, when you had that breakthrough, how did it feel? How did it sink in? What did you want to make up from that? Like how did you embrace that moment to push it forward?
I don't know. I think, how do you embrace the moment where you realize that you're probably the fastest in the universe? That's your question, right? Nice. I think it's just a mindset. I think you just need to stay humble and true to yourself. I'm going to have to re-answer this question because my wife's just shown up. Hi, darling. All right.
I'm going now.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
It's only Kizzi.
Hi,
Say hi to
Kizzi.
Kizzi.
Hello, Beth.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hi. Can you see me?
He can't see you, no. He can't even hear you. He could hear you. He can't hear
You can see me now.
No, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. Hello, Beth.
Right. See you later.
All right. See you later. Okay. Sorry, Kizzi.
That's all right.
It's a mindset, I think. It's just trying to keep yourself rooted to, not getting too ahead of yourself when, you don't want to think I'm the best. Why am I losing? And I think you'll just hinder your own improvement. I think you always need to believe that you can improve. But I have a different way of getting faster on track. Whilst, yeah, racing lines and apexes are important, of course, braking points and stuff. It's a bit boring, isn't it? All that stuff. Like, where do I brake? I brake here. That's exciting. Okay. So we do need to know that stuff. But I think the most important thing in my mind, and I've done videos on them as well, is here. It's in your head. Like, you can know the braking points. You can know, everyone knows where the apex is, right? Everyone knows which way the track goes. You know it. But you need to tell your brain to relax, to focus, to get in the flow. Don't get upset when you make a mistake. Understand why you've made a mistake and slowly figure out a way of training your mind to just to relax into the track and believe that you can be faster. Because if one person can be this fast, I'm telling you, you can be faster, no matter who it is. Because let's say the top time in the world is a 156 flat, and that's done by TRL Lightning. Immediately, what's the first thing in your head? I'm not beating
You're not
that.
going to get there. Yeah.
You're not getting that, right?
Yeah.
Which is the first mistake. You've already made the first mistake. Why? He's got a human mind. He's got 2 hands, feet, 2 eyes, ears, the same game. Why? Yes, you can. So if he's done a 156 flat or whatever I said, you can do a 155.9. And so can he, but so can everyone. And I think it's just keep understanding that you are not as good as you could be. Still improve. You can still improve. But I think, it's up here.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's up here. Not so much as, sure, studying the top drivers is a wonderful start. But remember, that's not a car just going around the track with the perfect braking points and the perfect lines. That's a person using their brain to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where you need to be. And the game doesn't show you that. So this is where I think if I was to ever do coaching, it would be a psychological game rather than a learn the game
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think I may have veered off your question a bit, but
No. I really like that answer because I come from a sports background. I mean, I've played sports a lot of my life, and in a sense, racing is essentially a sport. It's motorsport, whether that's real life or virtual.
Exactly.
And with anything in sports, you can have all the talent and all the skills of that sport. Like you can be one of the best ones at doing and performing, but if your brain is not in the right place to execute what you need to execute, everything falls apart. And that's why the main thing that I particularly like, I'm a coach in American football, and the main thing that I always speak to my players is, yes, you may be able to be very quick at running, you may be able to be very good at catching passes, you may be able to break a lot of tackles, but if you go to a game not thinking that you can perform your best and you're playing against yourself rather than like playing against another team only, you're gonna hinder yourself.
You've already lost. Yeah,
exactly. So I love that answer.
It's I think when people say, "Oh, I'm never going to do that. I'm not quick enough," I'm not doing it. Rory does it. Rory does it too. But he doesn't need to worry about his pace. He knows where his level is, and he doesn't mind being at his level. He's not interested in being world tour. But a lot of people out there they want to be better and they want to see how far they can go. And like I say, and like you say, it's in your head. It's in your head.
Yeah.
But if you believe you can do it, I'm telling you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I really, really enjoy that answer.
Mm.
So then moving on to now the way how people see you in terms of sim racing. There's so many people that say how fast you are. There's so many people that can see how fast you are.
Mm.
How does it feel to you when people acknowledge that towards you? Like how do you take that on?
Yeah. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Like when people say, "Oh, the aliens arrived," when you jump into someone else's chat and I say, "Hi, everyone," go, "Oh, aliens among us," and all that sort of business. And you're like, "Hell, man!" I'm like, you've seen my streams, right? Occasionally I win a race, but firstly, it's probably a stupid o'clock where everyone's in bed. And that's just me dismissing it, right? It's kind of like I know, I know within ourselves, we are in the top 1%. We are, because A+ is, all right?
I think even less than that, even less than top 1%.
So maybe less than that as well, actually, I think in Kudos Prime, it was 0.1%. But anyway, I just say 1% to sound not so, it's an amazing feeling, but I try not to think about it too much and let it get to my head, because again, back to the mindset, you're going to think people think I'm amazing, and you'll give yourself pressure. Like if people think and you believe genuinely that they think you're that good and you disappoint on stream, then they're going to unsubscribe and they're going to be like, what? He's not that fast. It's not that fast. It's almost a case of ignoring it. I don't know, not ignoring it, but just playfully. Oh, you,
stop it,
such
you
a joker, aren't you? You, stop it. You're just being nice. I love you too. You know that, but stop. I don't know. I just think that obviously it's a wonderful thing when people think you're fast, and and then in 6 months' time they're faster than you, and you're like, what? How does this happen? Because it does happen a lot.
Yeah.
It's like you've got so much quicker. Like I remember lapping you at Interlagos not that long ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not going to happen now. I know that.
Well, maybe it will if I crash too much.
Interlagos, I like it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. It's a difficult. I think it's just a question of staying humble. Like always stay humble. Like you're old enough to know that how fast you are and where your limits are, and if people acknowledge that, great, wonderful, and that's the joy of streaming, so people can see it, and I think that if you can marry up that kind of speed and talent with entertaining them as well, then all the better.
Yeah.
What does actually impress me even more or makes me feel nicer is when they say, "How do you go so fast whilst mucking around, reading the chat, dressed like a pumpkin?" That's what's nicer.
That is a talent. Yeah, that is a skill. That is absolutely a skill.
I don't find it very difficult. In fact, back to the mindset thing, I find I'm faster if I'm chilled and more relaxed, and not like
super locked in. Yeah,
I'd
barely
rather be
breathing.
like that. Ooh, apex. Ooh,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just nice. So,
Yeah, that's great. So now coming back to how you mix sim racing, content creation, entertainment, but as you say, you also have a full-time job. You have a family to provide for. You have a family to take care of. How do you manage to balance all those elements, and how do you manage to make it cohesive? And how hard it was when you started, for example, because I can say, I can speak for myself when I say that, like, there's so much effort and time that you need to dedicate if you want to get things growing, and that definitely
so
can
hard,
deviate
right?
you and take you away from other things. So how was it for you when you started up that rambling? How do you keep it now?
So difficult. Oh, so the first hurdle, I think, was convincing my wife that me spending all this time at the rig playing Gran Turismo streaming was a good idea. Convincing her that playing these video games to live people, trust me, it can be a good thing. Like one day, it could be turned into a business, and like you can actually make some money doing this. She's like, listen, you're one of these deluded people who think they're going to be rich playing video games. It's just, I just don't. Now, I'll come back. But now she's like, when are you streaming? When are you streaming? You streaming? You streaming? When are you streaming? I don't know. I just feel like you should probably stream. So, like,
Maybe because she doesn't want to have you in the room. Maybe
working all day, right? So like working all day till sometimes super late, like sometimes 10, 11 o'clock. And then I'm like, okay, I've done nothing on the channel. So what will I do on the channel? Probably nothing. Feel terrible about it. The kids as well. So sometimes I'll sit up here in the rig in this area here, and the kids will be down there, and we'll be chatting. I'll be chatting through how to set up like feeds through the OBS, and we'll talk through editing, and we'll talk through stuff. So like I can be with the kids whilst I'm doing an edit, or setting up an Unreal Engine animation or something like that. So that's hard, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I need to look after the kids because let's say Beth's gone out for the weekend, which she does a lot. Yeah. Okay. And so I don't have the kids all weekend. So then I need to think, well, obviously the kids come first. So, but I wonder, like, thankfully there's two of them, so they can entertain themselves. And if I can somehow figure out a way of either, spending a couple of hours on the channel and, because otherwise it will die. It will. If you don't do anything, obviously I can't stream. So let me give you like a taste of my day, right? Let's say Monday morning. Okay. Monday morning. I wake up at 5 a.m. I have a shower and stuff like that. I will leave the kids' breakfast out because they'll be up about 6:30. I leave there some drinks and stuff for breakfast. I make a cup of coffee and a cup of tea for the wife. I bring that up there, leave it by her bedside. I'll set the stream up. The stream starts at about 6:20 for the new dailies. So then that'll be all set up. And then slowly I can hear them waking up. 6:10 we go live. We usually to about 9:30. And then I have to get straight into work mode, On Monday mornings are always very hectic at work.
Yeah.
But it's a hectic moment. We have a lot of meetings, and then often we can have a break. And that's why you'll sometimes see me on Rory's races on a Monday. It's not because I'm not working. It's because I've got a break. Okay. So, and then we'll be back on work Monday evening, which is why I used to stream on Monday nights, but I don't anymore because I'm usually working. I have to spend some time with the family and do all that stuff. So I said, and Tuesday will be very similar, except I don't get up so early. So, it's a full day. And I don't know, like, you don't think you have children, Kizzi, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, so that's one thing you've got. One thing less to think about. But even having a full-time job right now is like,
yeah,
it's hard because you can't lose your job just because. And then you have this thing. Okay, what's more important to me, my full-time job or the channel? Obviously, the channel is more important. But the water bill says my full-time job. It's just, we know where our priorities lie, and it is with the channel, and it is with sim racing and the community. Our job is just there because we need to make money. It is. I love my job. That's just a good thing. But it's very hard sometimes to have a channel that's doing well, and like yours is doing well, and mine's doing well, and be motivated still at work. You know what I'm saying? Like you do you find yourself at work thinking, this? Can't have done that, mate.
Well, I do
Here's a
have to
question for
say,
you, Kizzi.
yeah.
Do you tell people at work that you stream?
I've told a few.
You do?
Yeah. Like my boss knows about, like, I mean, I had to actually. I had to.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to say it actually
Wow.
because of conflict of interest, potential conflict of interest stuff.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah.
they have to
Yeah.
disclose it. And also because of my status in the UK, I have to disclose potential additional income, which is a side hustle or a separate business. So they have to know.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, there's obviously sort of the restriction that you have to put in your own head about, right now you're at your work, like your main job. And then later in the day, it's the only time where you can actually dedicate some time to the channel. So trying to balance and schedule all those things out, it becomes quite a big thing to juggle.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it's
now
quite a
throw
bit.
2 children into the mix.
Yeah. I wouldn't even want to imagine.
I can see why a lot of streamers. So Freddie, amateur GT driver, he had a baby, and immediately his streaming just came to a halt. James Everett, another one I talked to, he had a baby and he stopped. Travis, Fat 4 VK, I don't think another one. Many of them have had children and just not been able to do it, or they've just decided they just wanted to concentrate only on dad.
Yeah.
You can do everything. I promise you there's enough time in the day for everything, but
you just have to be like very you have to be very responsible with yourself to set the right boundaries and to make everything work. And I'll also recognize when you're at your limit, and then at some point you have to like start taking some stuff away from your day so that you can make more time for other things. So absolutely switch it now a little bit, and we can see the t-shirt that you're wearing, and obviously you are not just the t-shirt but also the seat that you're seating at. And you are one of the proud ambassadors.
Oh, you can't see the hat.
There's a hat as well. Nice. So
what a trade everywhere.
So you are also a proud ambassador of SimLab, and you are also partnered with Thrustmaster as part of the channel that you've grown and as part of the sim racing environment that you participate in. If you want, how did that come about, and how do you feel about being the face or one of the faces of those two big brands?
One of the
sim
faces,
racing.
one of them. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's even sunk in yet. Well, about 3 months ago, I don't know when it was now. I'm going to start with SimLab because they sent me an email completely out of the blue. Obviously, I thought it was scam or it was some, and it was just, it says partnership opportunity. I'm like, here we go. Because again, there's tons of those.
Yeah.
And some of them are real. I'm sure I've missed some big deals. So I've just gone, shut up. Crikey. Sorry, Fanatic. Anyway, and it was SimLab. And they said that they'd like to partner with us, and we'd like to do a call. But they specifically didn't say affiliate. They said a partnership. So it pricked my ears up a little bit, and it looked genuine. And they wanted to do a video call, which was like, holy hell! All right, okay. Anyway, a couple of days later, I spoke to SimLab on a video call, and it was properly official, right? Let me tell you, right? They had a transcript of everything being said. Like, it was popping up as we were talking. I'm like, my God. Don't say anything. GT Mega Evada. Oh, sorry, delete it. But anyway, so then they said, okay, listen, Sparks. They called me by my real name, which is Matt, which is also a bit weird sometimes. Anyway, they said, we would like to send you something. I'm like, okay. So, a hat, maybe? T-shirt.
Yeah.
No, they want to send me a P1X Pro rig. I'm like, what? But this was the mad moment. So then they're sharing their screen, and they've got, they're going through all their rigs, and like, how about this one? I'm like, sure. Do you understand how? And I'm like, listen, guys, this is a bit surreal for me. Just so you know. And they're like, don't worry, just let us do the talking.
You stay quiet.
And then they're like, which seat do you want? Yeah, which seat do you want? I'm like, oh, also, by the way, we want to put your logo on the seat. I'm like, I'm going to get a Rory seat. What? The Rory seat. It was just shouts, Sparks shouts. I'm going to get a Rory. Anyway. So, and then I was like, and then I jumped off. I remember jumping off the stool. I was in the kitchen. I jumped off the stool on my laptop and I just ran around like this island we've got in the kitchen. Like, what? What? Nobody was in, which was really annoying because I needed to tell someone.
Yeah.
Text my wife. Text my wife. So anyway, and then the rig showed up and the chair took ages because this logo here, right, took a long time for them to figure out how to get the stitching and all that sort of stuff. So this all came through, and then like they came into my streams and they were so nice, and I'd mess with WhatsApp all the time. And then they sent another email saying that they wanted me to be an ambassador for them, right? And I'm like, well, they're like, which means, you get a monthly payment. They pay you to be a face, and obviously you have to do certain roles and things and for them. Like, for example, at the Sim Expo, and I had to hang around quite a lot wearing all the stuff and be there on the rigs and chat through some stuff. So that was great. It was still great. Like, I felt
it's still, you feel happy.
Jobs.
Yeah. It's feel happy to do it. Yeah.
So that, being an ambassador for SimLab has just come out of the blue so fast and it's phenomenal. It's like unbelievable. Thank you, SimLab. Thrustmaster, again, like, it's been more of a different sort of case because I think Rory's done a lot of prodding with that. Like, he's kind of shining the light a little bit on me in front of Thrustmaster. It's like, here, I want you to have a look at this guy, send him a wheel, send him enough. And they were okay with it. They're like, okay, we will, we might, we won't, we will. They're French, so they talk at that time, so it's a bit, I don't know, he's British, he's a bit shouty, I don't know. Anyway, so eventually I chatted to them at the Sim Expo. We are still affiliated with only with Thrustmaster, but they did kindly send me a wheel, which is amazing. Like, it's so good, this wheels. It is better than the Fanatec wheels. I'm not going to apologize, Fanatec, but it is. It's cheaper too, mate. So sort your pricing out. Okay. So here's what I will say. I don't know why I'm talking about this now, but the quality of, you've got one, Kizzi,
Yep, I do.
The quality of the wheel is not as high as Fanatec's of the wheel. It's not. Like, it's lighter, it's plastikier. But I don't think that's where the importance lies. I think the importance lies in the base. That's where you feel the road, the drive, the car, the tires and the curbs. You feel it there. So I think they've nailed it there. And that's why their price point is so right, because they've spent the money and focused in the areas that matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, I got a bit of a tangent there, didn't I? But yeah, so it feels amazing. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember when you announced the partnerships, and people, you just could tell how excited you were for, like, now be one of those faces that represent both of the brands. And as you say, like, I have both of the brands. Like, I use SimLab. I have the GT1 Evo. And it's a rocket.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the moment that I bought it, it's funny because, like, that race that we had in Interlagos, the 200 laps, I was meant to get my rig before that race. Something happened with the shipping that it didn't get on time, and I actually ended up getting it delivered within the race. So, like, in the middle of the race,
oh, no.
they knocked the door. They rang the bell and they popped it in there, and I was like, no, there's no way. I'm just racing.
I remember that moment.
Yeah. So,
but the thing is with SimLab as well is they make wheels as well, which is unusual.
They do, and I think they released recently I think it was a Mercedes wheel, and it looks fantastic.
Porsche wheel,
absolutely fantastic. Yeah, they and I know they also have some pedals, and I've seen reviews of their pedals, and they are absolutely wonderful.
It's such high quality stuff. So this is what blows me away, is they can do these rigs that are so good, which I'm sitting in now, and it's so comfortable, man.
Yeah.
And the wheels, so you can buy your entire setup from them. Unfortunately, it's not console supported yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
If only they were.
Think that's something that hopefully will be coming soon.
Wink, wink. So, with all these pieces coming into play now, obviously the channel, how you've grown it so far, how big it is, the partnerships, the being the ambassador of SimLab, being a partner with Thrustmaster, it obviously speaks a lot of how well you have grown as a persona. And I guess the question now lies in whether you ever see yourself being full-time dedicated to it. And if you do, when do you think it might happen? If you can answer it, you're allowed not to answer. You have a hall pass not to answer it if you don't want to. I just wonder whether it's in your mind.
What, to go full time? You think I should go
Yeah.
full time? Like I've kind of probably hinted enough throughout this little chat. I think that I would go full time. Like, and I do think I'm quite far away from it, but I have made like all the right. I've put things in place to be ready for it. So, for example, my AdSense does not go into my personal bank account; it goes into a business, right? So that is already there, and has its own account and set up for tax reasons and all that sort of stuff. So if I was to go full time, that's already set up, and I don't have to do personal tax forms and I don't understand all that stuff. So I don't, obviously, like the only thing missing is the balance is right. So I've said to my wife, if I left my full-time job, right, to do full-time YouTube, I would be able to spend 80% more time on the channel. And therefore, I would be able to grow the channel much faster than we're growing now. Right? Just see me out, love. Right? If as we carry on as we are with a full-time job, the time where the crossover is right and I could, viably, financially switch to full-time, we're talking 2-3 years here, really. We're talking 100K, 80 to 100K subscribers. So I'm going to have to make a decision at some point, I think, within the next year, whether I take a risk and just put everything into it, or we just continue as a hobby and just, don't. But the way my market is that I'm working, my full-time job, the way they are right now, it's a bit wibbly wobbly. There's lots of redundancies going on. There's lots of movement. It's a bit fluid.
Yeah.
And I know, being quite senior, I'm off. I'm not sure. Sure.
You
The
can be
only
in the
saving
break.
grace for me is I've been there for like 15 years, so my redundancy pay is going to be awesome. That's the only thing. So maybe. So I'm not bothered either way. But the point is, I do need to make a decision, and I would go full time. The goal is to go full time. It is just a question of when.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I think, full time Sparks would be very fun. I would say, for the audience, they get to see more of you, and they get to see more of the entertainment.
Like for the most part, like I would say, most people that stream, the goal is to go full time. I think that because we do it as a hobby because we love it, and if you can turn a hobby into something that good, you're going to take it, right?
Yeah,
you're going to take it. If someone said, "Listen, I will pay you handsomely, with no ceiling of pay rise, so it goes on forever, just depends on you, to do your hobby," would you take it? Oh, I don't know. Of course you would take it. But of course. So yeah, that's the goal, right?
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Let's bring it to a wrap up, and then let's go into the part where now you speak to the audience in case that they want to improve, whether that's in the sim racing world directly, they want to become faster in the sim racing world, or if they are thinking about starting their content creation journey. What advice, what tips would you give them if they're already on that sort of thought process?
The only tips I could give people would just be life tips. Like, I've previously mentioned, like, it's everything's a mindset, right? If you're gonna try something, make sure you are focused and ready to do it and want to learn, and your mind is soft, your brain is soft and adaptable. Be water. Okay. Just, I don't know. It's easy, really. Like, just just do it and enjoy it. Show that you're enjoying it. So, this is for doing content creation, for example. Don't be frightened of your face on the camera. So I can see my face right now on a camera, like I'm sure you can see my face and your face, right, on a camera. And it's driving me insane. It's driving me nuts, Kizzi. I can't stand the look of my face. Okay. So I don't know if you've noticed throughout this whole chat, I'm sort of constantly doing this to look at you, but we're right next to each other. So I keep seeing me. So I'm just constantly doing this, to look down there, of which all that's down there is a screensaver. So I'd rather look at the screensaver than my mug. It's a terrible thing, but it's just something that nobody's commented on particularly, like that I look like a frog or I look like some kind of bizarre kangaroo, whatever. I do to myself, and that's just an internal problem I have myself. So don't worry about stuff like that. I'm sure you do as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, from time to time, I have to like divert just to make sure, why do I is my face dry, or do I have like
we're all
fuss
human?
somewhere else?
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
You always want to show your best
with a cold
self.
sore on his face.
Yeah,
that must be tough. But it's his job, so he's got to. And those that judge, get rid of them. Doesn't matter. Who cares, right? If they're going to be like that, be like that. They're not worth having around. But when it comes to like sim racing and getting faster and enjoying what you're doing, again, it's just be fluid. Assume that you're good. Assume that you can be good. It doesn't matter if you're on a controller or a wheel. It honestly doesn't. We've all started out on a controller, and that's the point. We realized that we were good when we were on controller, mostly, right? Were you on a controller when you realized that you had some skills?
Funny enough, the way how I got started in the game was straight with a wheel, because it wasn't even because I wanted to get Gran Turismo, but my my partner wanted to get a bus simulator game, and we wanted to play with a wheel. Yeah. So we actually got the wheel just for the bus simulator, and then Gran Turismo was on a discount.
So I'd say for the most part, most people start on a controller, go, this game's brilliant, and I'm pretty good. Imagine how good I'd be on a wheel. And then you get a wheel and go, I'm really slow.
But the wheel is like that immersive element as well. It just like makes you feel like you're in there too. Like I still remember like the first few days playing GT7, I played the whole way in cockpit cam because I just wanted to see the reflection of me turning the wheel in real life versus how it turned in the game and how it meant for me to be in the car. It was like, it was insane. And that's then when you get to the point of like, okay, maybe cockpit's a little bit slow, so maybe I should change to bumper or to bonnet or whatever it is. But that sort of immersion part is really what drives you. Like, I just want to get more of it. Yeah.
Do you know I've never tried VR yet? I haven't tried VR yet on
Me neither.
On Spec 3 anyway. Like Yas Marina, for example. It's almost too much for my silly little brain. I know it's going to be like so in my This is fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. One question that I almost forgot to ask, and I wanted to get a little bit more of the background story of it. You released something that no one else have seen released. You released a music album dedicated to Gran Turismo. Absolutely amazing creation that was. And I did want to know, when did you start thinking that you wanted to do that, and how was the process to get it out?
I've been doing that for ages. I've been making my music for ages and ages and ages and ages. And it was only so I was working. So I used Logic and FL, which was Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
and all that sort of stuff. And I've got a massive keyboard up in one of the kids' rooms. So Leo next door, he's learning piano, so he's got a huge keyboard in there, right? So I've been making music for a long, long, long time. Like I've come from a musical family. Like I've played trumpet and piano and drums and all that sort of stuff. And I've had these tracks going around my head for ages and ages. I've got loads more. I've 3 albums worth of stuff, right? And I don't know. So I didn't know how to really mix it properly. I didn't really know I had all these tunes and riffs and stuff and ideas and knocking around my head for such a long time. I needed someone else to help me with really focusing on mixing it together and creating like a solid package, i.e. a track. And I found this guy called Tudor over in Poland from Fiverr, right? And I said, listen, I've got all these mixes and I've got all the layers and all this sort of stuff, and I just need help tidying this up and creating like proper like variables within the frequencies and making sure it's neat and tidy, and like I want to maybe make an album. I'll put it on Spotify or something like that. Sure, man, it's okay. I can do this for you. Send me files, and we can work together. It's so good. It's so good. So it literally, that's how he was. He's a toneless, humorless champion. Yes. I think your tracks very good, but we can make better. Which he did. He made them amazing. Like I can't really show you now, but I'll send you on Discord my raw versions versus his remastered, tidied up versions. They're just oh my god! I'm so glad I didn't release the work I did. But he hasn't changed anything necessarily. He's extended riffs here and there, and anyway, and he sent them back. And I'm like, oh my god, this is phenomenal, mate! It's so good. So I just stuck the 8 tracks up on Spotify, which was easier than I thought. I didn't realize it was actually that easy. And I may use him again, work together on number 2, because yeah, it was amazing. But yeah. And I thought, you know what? When I make this music, I am thinking of Gran Turismo. I am always thinking of being on the track. I'm always so you know, when we came to naming the things, I did think about what's going through my head when I'm listening to this track, when I'm building this track. And they all came to me, you know, A spec, B spec, the chase, all these kind of things like were relevant to what was going on in the game. So it is a music track based on Gran Turismo quite directly. And lots of people have said it has made it faster.
That's what I've read.
And I'll tell you something else, Kizzi. This is true. My stream last night, we obviously did 200 laps of Yaz, right? My fastest lap was the one lap I stuck the music on. Kid you not. By about 3/10. But I couldn't keep it on because it would just annoy the chat. But I was like, there's something there. I think I said that on stream. There's something in this, mate. I think I found something.
I think there's definitely a mind connection sometimes when you play some music at the time of like doing something where you have to be focused on it. Like, I mean, me particularly, not so much. Like I have to be like quiet when I drive in some cases, but sometimes like when I pop some music in my headphones and I just like do anything else, it's literally full on auto mode and flying through stuff. So I can definitely see how some people could get a lot faster by popping one of those tracks, and it does get you into the rhythm because it's very well tailored with the element of racing. I do believe that very much, and I've enjoyed like the first time that I listened to the album, I was like,
it's a real thing.
Yeah, phenomenal creation. So yeah, and amazing stuff that you've been putting out there for the people. Incredible entertainment that you deliver, incredible show that you put every time that you get in the screen.
Thank you, my friend.
So,
appreciate that.
Are there any future new Sparks Theory plans coming up that you want to disclose to the audience?
It's not how I roll, Kizzi. I don't know, mate. I live one day at a time.
One day at a time.
Know.
Love it.
I don't know. Watch the space. I don't make plans. I'm not my wife. I have to check the calendar for my plans. Her calendar. But no, I don't think so. There may be some more music coming out around Easter. I don't know. No, I don't have any huge plans. Next year, we'll have just to grow the channel further, do what we're doing, carry on, enjoying the amazing community that we have, watching everyone around us grow, including yourself and Hoggy and Sammy and Yale, all the boys and girls, I feel like we're all friends and stuff, It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Such good community, right?
It really bonds really,
and of course,
really
you've got
quickly.
Rory at the head of it, at the Commodore and the show. I am in charge. You know what I mean? It's, one day his throne will be toppled.
So, rapid fire question time. So, I'm just going to shout out a question and just come up with the first answer that comes off the top of your head. Yeah. Is that fine?
If I hear the question.
Favorite Group 3 car in Gran Turismo?
Did you say favorite movie?
Group 3 car.
Oh, right. Favorite movie and Group 3 car? Red Dead Redemption McLaren 650S.
Favorite track in Gran Turismo?
Interlagos.
If you had to meet one driver, one real life driver, dead or alive, who would it be?
Max Verstappen.
If you weren't playing Gran Turismo 7, which other sim racing game would you be playing?
Mario Kart.
Oh, nice one. That's a good one. That's a good one. What's your one-word description for the penalty system in Gran Turismo 7?
Shocking.
And in a racing situation, if you will have to push laps but get an extra pit stop or save time on a pit stop by going slower on the track, which option would you go for?
Push.
Okay, fair enough. Right, so there was
Just
it.
me.
Yeah, there was it. That is Sparks Theory for you guys. I really, really enjoyed the time speaking to Sparks, and I hope you enjoyed his background story and all his journey to becoming what he is today. And I hope that you also had fun, Sparks. It was really, really lovely getting to know a little bit more about you and getting to know all your growth up to this point. Anything else
Thank
that
you
you want
very
to
much,
say?
Kizzi. It's been
before we
a
wrap up?
pleasure talking to you, mate. You're an absolute champion. Wonderful.
Yeah.
We should do this many more times. Even off recording, we just chat. Just give us a ring, mate. It's great.
Yeah.
Lovely to chat. We're not going to hear you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you guys enjoyed this new guest that we had today, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to follow up with more guests that are going to be coming soon. Hype if you can as well. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. See you later. Thank you.